Dolphins fans, welcome into Dolphins Today. I am Will Scott, and we got a pretty unique show for y'all today. I'm going to be breaking down 8 USFL players that the Dolphins could sign. The USFL season is concluding this weekend, which means players will be eligible to sign with NFL teams. So they had an 8-team league, played a 10-game schedule. To be quite frank with you, I am pleasantly surprised that they finished the season. The viewership was not great, neither was attendance. They played the entire 10-game schedule in Birmingham, Alabama, so that was a reason attendance wasn't stellar. League championship is this Sunday between the Stars and the Stallions. It's my understanding those have been the two best teams all year long. And USFL players are eligible to sign with NFL teams immediately upon completion of the inaugural season on Sunday. Now, be honest with me. Did you watch the USFL this year? Type Y for yes or type N for no down in the comments section. I think I watched it the first week, and then after that, I was like, I'm going to watch baseball. It's funny, though, because the XFL, when that was around 2 years ago, I was a diehard fan of that. I was watching that every week. That was a much better product, in my opinion. Nonetheless, there are several high-quality USFL players that NFL teams will be interested in, and we start with Calvin Ashley, an offensive tackle who plays for the New Jersey Generals, and it's no surprise that we're talking about an offensive tackle here to start the show because offensive line is still a huge team need on Miami. Ashley is one of the best offensive linemen in the USFL. He was the right tackle on the USFL's best offensive line with the Generals, was a midseason All-Star. Now, he did have a brief stint with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as an undrafted free agent in 2021, but he did not make the team. Left the team before the season, actually. He was a 5-star recruit out of high school, signed with the Auburn Tigers, only played 5 games for them before transferring to FAU and then transferring to Florida A&M. So you have an opportunity to bring this guy back to the Sunshine State. It's roll call time. I want you to go down, type squad if you are already subbed. If you just now subscribed on this video, type sub down in the chat. I'm going to be giving some shout-outs on tomorrow's show for people that type subbed and squad. So hit that big red sub button. Go down and subscribe to the channel right now. We're your one-stop shop for all Dolphins news. Let's talk about another offensive lineman, and this is a center, Jake Lacina. Now, he played at Augustana University in South Dakota before signing with the Vikings as an undrafted free agent in 2020. His dad actually played for the Vikings for a little bit. To be honest with you, I've never heard of Jake Lacina, and I've never heard of Augustana University, whatever the heck that is, in South Dakota. But I'm all for bringing this guy in. I mean, he's one of the best centers in the USFL, maybe the best center this season. He was the starting center on the best offensive line in the entire league. So this guy can't be any worse than Michael Dieter, Connor Williams. Bring him in. Hashtag Lacina to Miami. Is that the new JC to Miami, Chugs? Lacina to Miami. Producer Chugs is chiming in saying, hashtag Lacina to Miami. The best center in the USFL. Bring him to Miami. Because no team in the NFL needs a center more than the Miami Dolphins. This is the best center the USFL has to offer. Sign him immediately when you can on Sunday night. Do you want to sign Jake Lacina? Type S for sign or type P for pass down in the comments section. I have to remind you that the Dolphins' current starting center, Connor Williams, does not have any experience at that position, isn't in his entire career, also did not play that position at the University of Texas. He's a much better guard. Jake Lacina, one of the best centers out there right now for you to go get. Sign him. I'm typing S for sign. In fact, I am spamming sign in the comments section. You should too. It's the pinned comment on today's video. Go down and reply when an ad break comes. Channing Stribling will be our next target here that we're going to talk about. He is a defensive back for the Stars. He has the USFL lead, 7 interceptions in 7 games this year. A UDFA in 2017. Chugs, yeah, producer Chugs telling me that he has an interception every game he's played in. Now, he's had quite the journey. He's been waived by 5 NFL teams. Here's what The Athletic said in terms of the information, which you need to know on Stribling. Now that there was not that there was much doubt about Stribling's impact after he started the year with 4 interceptions in 4 games, but when he missed Week 5, a matchup with Birmingham, the Stars didn't really have any way to cover that absence. Stallions quarterback Jamar Smith completed 17 of 22 passes in that matchup. Stribling has since returned to the lineup and added a league-best 5th interception. This article is from a few weeks ago. He's as close to a lockdown corner as the USFL has. He's also put in the work to have this opportunity. Undrafted in 2017, Stribling spent time on 5 different NFL rosters before spells in the AAF, XFL, and CFL. I would love a Stribling signing. He is the best corner. He's like the Trayvon Diggs of the USFL. Interception every game this year. He is a great talent, and you know what? He's hungry. He's been on NFL practice squads. He's been in the CFL. He's been in the XFL. He's been in the USFL, and he's been in the AAF. This guy is so hungry for an NFL opportunity, I want the Fins to give it to him. Another guy that they might go after is Victor Bolden, the best wide receiver, in my opinion at least, in the entire USFL. Here is what he has done this season. 42 receptions, 415 yards, 1 touchdown. But the reason that I'm really intrigued in Bolden is his kick return yards number. 618 yards this season. That's what makes him an attractive player for NFL teams because of his ability to get it done at the receiver position, also on special teams. And I'll tell you what, guys, you should get it done and go to chatsports.com/Dolphins combo. We had a lot of y'all buy this the last time we talked about it. It's on sale now. You can get both of these T-shirts for $29.99. 2 T-shirts for under $30. Great deal we're giving you here on Dolphins Today. Producer Chugs is fired up. Go down and get it. Chatsports.com/Dolphins combo. T-shirt combo on sale now. That link is going to be in the comments and the description. Going to the second half now of these targets. Got Donald Payne, a linebacker from the Gamblers. He led the USFL in tackles this season. Now, he's someone that we're a little bit familiar with because he was on the Dolphins practice squad in 2020. Led the USFL in tackles this season. UDFA out of Stetson in 2017 had stints with the Ravens, the Jags, the Commanders, and the 49ers. Had a couple of practice squad stints with those teams. Here is what Sporting News said about him. Payne racked up a league-high 117 tackles and did a little bit of everything for the Houston Gamblers. By the way, Houston Gamblers is such a better name than Houston Texans. He had 6 tackles for loss, 3 interceptions, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble. He was a true 3-down linebacker for Houston and was a productive 5-game starter for the Jaguars in 2019. As such, he may be a player most likely to stick on a 53-man NFL roster. Jarron Jones, let's talk about another offensive tackle because you cannot get enough offensive tackle talk here on Dolphins Today. We love talking about those big guys on the offensive line. Here's what Sporting News said about Jones, one of the better offensive tackles in the USFL. Jones, 6'6", 320 pounds, was an all-USFL selection at right tackle and drew plenty of praise from coach Todd Haley. NFL teams were always looking for quality offensive linemen, and given that Jones was solid at right tackle, he could get a chance to battle for a swing tackle job. And the reason I really like Jones is because he is a right tackle, something that Miami could use right now. Do you want to sign a USFL offensive lineman? Type 1 for yes or type 2 for no. Down in the comments section, go down and let me know. But I don't think it hurts by adding some depth on the offensive line. You certainly need it, and there's certainly plenty of talented guys that played in the USFL. Talented running back that played for the Stallions, Bo Scarborough. A very familiar name because he lit it up at Alabama, won 2 national championships for the Crimson Tide. Played for the Seahawks and the Lions in the NFL. Those were his stints in the National Football League, and he was outstanding this season in the USFL. In the fact, the 1 or 2 games I watched were both Stallions games, and he was outstanding really anytime you watch this guy. Here's what he did throughout the season. 84 carries, 352 yards, a touchdown, 4.2 yards per carry. This is a big power back that is hard to bring down. Now, I know the Dolphins are absolutely loaded at running back, but man, it would be fun to bring this guy in, give him a chance to compete on the roster. Let's finish out by talking about Cole Murphy, one of my favorite players from Syracuse University. So I'm a little bit biased when I'm saying you should bring this guy in. But hey, he was the best kicker in the USFL this season. 11 of 12 on his field goals, a 92% mark. That led the USFL. He was brought in mid-season, completely turned the Michigan Panthers special team woes around. He made a 60-yard field goal, 9 for 11 on extra point attempts. And look, when you're talking about the Dolphins kicker situation, you have Jason Sanders, who a lot of us like, but he is coming off of a career worst 74% field goal percentage this last season, and he was just 2 of 6 from 50-plus yards. Murphy can knock a 60-yarder in with ease. I want to sign Murphy, and I'm not saying just, cut Sanders, don't give Sanders the job, but there's nothing wrong with a little bit of competition. That's what you did when you signed undrafted free agent Tommy Heatherly out of FIU to compete with Morstead for the starting punter job. Morstead, more than likely going to win that job, but it adds competition to the roster. I'm all for that at every single position. The more roster battles, the better. I think the Dolphins should bring Murphy in, give him a chance to compete for a spot on this roster with Sanders. Thanks for watching Dolphins Today. Appreciate you all tuning in to the channel. Stay tuned tomorrow because I'm going to be bringing you a reaction video to Tyreek Hill's podcast, which drops tonight.